It's 10 p.m. and you've eaten well today. You pushed it hard in your morning session. And somehow you're standing in the kitchen, opening a cupboard, and you have no reason to be opening it. You're not hungry. You know you're not hungry, but you're going in anyway. And halfway through the packet, the same thought, I have no willpower. I've heard that from almost every man I've worked with, and it's always wrong. My name is Adam. I'm a performance nutritionist, and I've spent the last decade helping over 200 men lose fat and keep it off. And I'm going to go over what the problem with nighttime snacking actually is and what you can do about it. I had a client, Steve. He's 44, works in finance, and trains 4 times a week. By any measure, he's a disciplined person. He managed a team, never missed a session, tracked his food daily. But every night, without fail, he'd end up in the kitchen at 10 p.m, nuts, biscuits, or popcorn, whatever was closest. He said to me, I just can't control myself at night. I've got no discipline. I remember thinking, that just doesn't make sense. This is the same man who's managing 15 people and dragging himself to the gym at 6 a.m, but he can't stop eating biscuits. I recognized it immediately because I'd said almost exactly the same thing about myself for years. The issue wasn't him. It was what was happening inside his body by the time evening came around. Your eating is driven by 2 different systems. One responds to actual energy needs, and that's genuine hunger. The other responds to stress, habit, boredom, and the desire to feel better. And at the end of a long day, your brain is tired, and let's face it, the foods that tend to appear at nighttime are the salted nuts, crisps, biscuits, chocolate. They are specifically designed to override any signals that would normally tell you to just stop. That's the product working as intended. But you don't need to become someone with more willpower, just someone with a setup that doesn't need it. I did this for years. I had a coffee for breakfast, then something tiny at lunchtime, if I even remembered. I was running on caffeine through the afternoon, and honestly, I felt pretty good. But by 9 p.m, I was in the kitchen eating a whole bag of spicy cashews. Those are addictive, like seriously addictive. But then I went to bed feeling like something was wrong with me. Was it genetics? My willpower? It took me longer than it should have to see what was actually happening. I was just starving. Mark was doing the same thing, skipping breakfast, eating a light lunch, grinding through the afternoon on just caffeine, and then wondering why he couldn't stop himself at 10 p.m. That was his body trying to settle the debt. Most men try to deal with nighttime eating at 10 p.m, and then it's too late. The fix isn't at 10 p.m, it's at 7 a.m. And protein is your biggest lever here. When you eat enough protein at breakfast and lunch, you arrive at the evening a completely different person. You're in a different state. You're not stuffed, but you're pretty satisfied. And research consistently shows that higher protein intake in the day reduces how much people eat at night. Around a palm size portion of protein, or around 30 to 50 grams per meal. Chicken breast, lean mince, seafood, whatever you actually enjoy. Then add the volume through vegetables, beans, fibrous carbs. Remember, your stomach has pressure sensors that send fullness signals to your brain. More food volume means stronger signals. This way you can actually eat more and end up less hungry. Mark changed one thing. He started having a proper breakfast, Greek yogurt with some protein oats, my favorite. Within 2 weeks, the 10 p.m. kitchen visits had stopped. And he didn't change anything else, but he controlled his hunger in advance. If you don't know what you should actually be eating, that's worth knowing before you do anything else. I've got a free fat loss calculator I link below. Just plug in your details and it takes less than a minute. I always recommend more food earlier and less later. Generally, your body handles it a bit better and you're less hungry by night. Research on the body's internal clock shows that the same calories consumed later in the day tend to make hunger harder to manage and fat loss slower, even when the total is identical. You don't need to understand exactly why, just know that the pattern most men fall into is the same. But barely eating all day, then a large meal is literally the pattern that makes evenings hardest. And you'll want to keep meal timing reasonably consistent too. Your body regulates hunger better when it knows roughly when food is coming in. Skipping meals at random and eating at different times each day makes that regulation harder. Now, if you want something in the evening, have something planned. The problem was never eating at night. The problem was mindlessly grazing and going through a packet of biscuits while watching TV without really deciding to. Planned food eaten at the table is a completely different story. One thing I tell every client early on is, if it's in your house, you'll eat it. And it's not a question of if, it's just when. I learned this about myself the hard way when I used to buy biscuits with genuinely good intentions, just to eat one or two and just put the packet back. It never happened, not once. I'd tell myself I had more control than I did, but I didn't. Nobody does when they're at 10 p.m. and tired and hungry, or even, just tired. The food industry has put some serious money into making products that are very hard to put down, very hard to stop eating. So you're not going to beat that at 10 p.m. when you're exhausted. Just focus on not putting yourself in that situation. Your Saturday afternoon self is in a much better state to make decisions than your Wednesday night self. When you're in a supermarket, that's when the real decisions happen ahead of time. And what you buy determines what's available when your resolve is at its lowest. Keep the easier options accessible. Greek yogurt, fruit, anything with protein at the front of the fridge, easy to grab. The things you tend to overeat, keep them out of the house or out of sight. Even having to open a different cupboard is often enough to put you off. By the time you've gone looking for it, you've lost interest. And if you're someone that eats in front of the TV, try this. Anything after 8 p.m, you eat at the table away from the TV. It's suddenly not going to become as attractive. Remember, this is not punishment, but just to make sure it's a decision instead of a habit. Several clients found this alone to be useful enough to just take the autopilot out of eating. I had to admit something to myself that took longer than it should have, like a lot of things. For years, I told myself I just couldn't control myself around food in the evenings. What was actually happening was that I was using food to decompress from my days I hadn't dealt with in other ways. But the moment I built something else into that part of the day, that changed. We're not talking about anything drastic, just a short walk. The urge to go in the kitchen largely disappeared for me. Most evening snacking isn't about food. It's about winding down after a stressful day, or killing time, or giving yourself something to look forward to when the kids are in bed, or just having something to do with your hands while you watch TV. If you try to stop it without addressing what the snacking is actually doing for you, it won't last. So before anything else, ask yourself honestly, what is this actually for? If it's stress, you need to find different ways to decompress that don't involve food. 10-minute walk, maybe a shower then a walk. Sitting somewhere quietly, maybe meditating, or just sitting without your phone, reading. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just need to have it in your ritual. If it's a reward, don't just remove it, plan it. A small amount of something you actually enjoy, eaten slowly at the table, not while scrolling. That's completely different to restricting foods, because when you restrict foods, you make them feel more important, not less important. A planned treat is nothing like a binge. If it's boredom, that's usually a sleep issue, dressed up as a snacking issue. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. That will resolve things faster than anything else in this video. I want you to start by just noticing. Spend a few evenings, pay attention to your habits. What time you're snacking. What are you eating? What were you doing or feeling just before? Most men find the pattern is obvious within 3 to 4 days. And maybe you already know what it is. Then sort your daytime eating. Protein at every meal, a lot of vegetables with lunch and dinner. I don't recommend skipping breakfast, at least have a serving of protein. Before the week starts, make decisions in advance. Like, what time will you stop eating? When will you have a snack and what will it be? And one thing you'll do instead of going to the kitchen. Make that decision when you're clear-headed, not when you're standing in front of the kitchen at 10 p.m. Reset your kitchen once. Move things or remove things you can't eat in controlled amounts. Put better options somewhere easy to reach. Do it once and it works every night without you having to think again. And when you have a bad night, and you will, don't treat that as evidence as you failed. Notice what triggered it. Change one thing and keep moving forward. This doesn't work through perfection, but small adjustments made over time. Nighttime snacking isn't a discipline problem. It's almost always a setup problem. If you eat enough during the day, keep things consistent and stop thinking you can make decisions when you're shattered. It gets a lot easier. And if this was useful, subscribe and watch this video next. I'll see you there.